No. I got no show. Oh, we're live. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review Dynasty Corner, talking about some NFL predictions for Week 4. Week 3 are in the books. What a glorious Week 3 of NFL it was, if you ask me. I mean, we had some good teams win. We had some bad teams lose. What you think about that time to shine, Ed?
Yeah, pretty disappointing. Some games were a little one-sided. I hate seeing
a little one-sided. One game that was literally mad in football.
I hate seeing bad football teams play football, man. Gotta have competition. Everybody gotta show up. Every 52 man in the team gotta do something. If they're not gonna play, then they need to just forfeit.
53 man, but we know what you're talking about.
53. Yeah, 53.
And we know we're a panelist of unbiased announcers, but I know that the Cowboys are your team and they took an L, and I apologize. Right, it was definitely their time though. And speaking of L's, Joel, it's no big deal for you. You're a Commander fan, so you've been dealing with it for decades. But your team also took an L this week. If you want to address the L offend in the room.
By the way, I voted that my team was going to lose, so I was truly objective.
Yeah, I was the only one that voted with Washington. I thought they would have been able to pull it off. Did not expect them to get whooped 30 to 3?
Oh, I don't remember. I remember that I laughed, so I can't really help you there. And then we go, of course, to Kilmo Charles and your teams. I don't remember how well
your teams.
Your team. I don't know how well your team did. How did it do?
They did that well.
Okay, so you're on the same boat as them. Now we go to my teams. Picked up some W's this weekend, right? Loved it. But I
picked both of them, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, you made the right choice by getting on the right bandwagon. But let's go ahead and talk about some teams for this week, Week 4. We're going to start off with Thursday Night Football, and that is going to be between the Packers and the Lions coming up this Thursday. And Kilmo Charles, will start with you. Who do you think is walking out with the victory, unlike the Panthers did?
I don't know. It's another toss-up. I think the Lions show up a little bit better against Green Bay. Try to make it look like a decent game. They got the weapons to do it, but I think Packers are going to pull it off.
Whoa.
I was waiting to Joel just pick it right up, man, and tell you his thoughts.
I'm kind of zoning out. I mean, this team, Packers, Lions, I'm not too excited about that game, but I'm going to have to go with the Lions. They kind of got lucky last week. But they didn't get lucky. Jordan Love, he played his behind off in the fourth quarter. Was it 18 unanswered points or something? Without, his best receivers, and they don't have a lot of talent on that team anyway. He kind of carried them to a victory and a comeback win. But this week, Lions, I think they just got too much talent. Amon-Ra St. Brown, rookie running back.
Gibbs.
Jameer Gibbs. I got to roll the Lions on this one, fellas.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Joel on that one. I personally think that the Lions are definitely going to kick it off and get their stuff done. They've been playing phenomenal football, just coming up short on certain areas and everything, but their talent is always there. Green Bay, who are they really throwing the ball to? I mean, you got Aaron Jones, you got Love, and then other than that, who you got? You really
Is Jones playing?
Who?
Is Jones playing?
No, of course. That's even worse. That's another reason. Like, that's undoubtedly the Detroit Lions are going to go in there and just handle business.
Can't argue. They got the weapons to do it. It's one of them 50-50 games. I just, Porter says the Packers.
Yeah, this is not a game that's really interesting. I think the Lions are a phenomenal team that does not get the credit they deserve for being that good team because they don't show it on the freaking field. The Packers are in a rebuilding phase. They've been using pretty much the same quarterback or two for the past 20 years, and they're in their next chapter. And they're what they call a rebuilding phase, where they do have talent. I really watched Jordan Love play because the Dolphins get boring. So I can say I did definitely get to see Jordan Love out there and he was playing, and I think he was playing well enough where they were able to defeat the Detroit Lions this coming Thursday in a game that's probably also going to be very uninteresting to me. But watch out for the Packers because I do believe in a season or two they are going to be more of a threat.
I think we just got it from the back. Dolphins just scored again against Denver.
I have no doubt about that. No doubt about that. But there you have it. We pretty much all picked the Packers over the Lions, I think. Did somebody pick the Lions? I don't remember. I think I picked the Lions. Yeah. Packers over the Lions.
I picked the Lions. All right.
Oh, so there you have it. That's a guaranteed W for the Green Bay Packers as Time to Shine Ed does not pick the best games. Let's talk about and let's go ahead and talk about somebody else.
But I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers to win.
You picked the Pittsburgh Steelers to defeat the Houston Texans this coming Sunday.
And y'all almost lost, did y'all not?
We won. But who did not pick the Pittsburgh Steelers to win was Joe, right? But this is rapid fire, so I can't ask what strand of weed Joe was smoking to pick the Houston Texans over the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're going to leave that alone. Seattle Seahawks versus the New York Giants, and lo and behold, the one lone man out again was Joe, as he picked the New York Giants to pick up the victory over the Seattle Seahawks. And this time I'm joining Joel as I picked. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I picked accidentally. I picked E. You know why I put E? Because E is for excellent, right? That's what I normally put. But I and Phil actually picked the New England Patriots. I hate that team to defeat the Dallas Cowboys, which Eddie and Joel picked to win this coming Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, the Sunday night football game is the New York Jets versus the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Luckily, defending Super Bowl champions. But let's go ahead and talk about that and talk about this game. We'll start with you this time, Joel. Who do you have going to pick up this victory?
I got to go with the Chiefs. I mean, the Jets are just an unmitigated disaster right now with Zach Wilson. It's not their fault. They got a ton of talent, but I mean, I've talked about maybe if Minnesota loses a few more games, maybe they can trade for Kirk Cousins to try to save this season because they got so much talent on that team and that defense. But Zach Wilson, that dude is just dreadful. I mean, this is easy. I'm going for the Chiefs. I think they're going to stomp them, basically. 25, 30, 35 points. I don't think this is going to be close. Zach Wilson might throw 4 or 5 interceptions. He's horrible.
So I'm going to go ahead and agree. It's definitely going to be a butt whooping for the Jets. Unfortunately, I'm not going to agree with Kirk Cousins. You put Kirk Cousins and saving a season in the same sentence. That doesn't make any sense to me. He's never once saved the season, all right? He's tanked every single time ever since he's been in the NFC East.
Kirk's never had a regular season, maybe the playoffs, yeah, but he's decent in the regular.
Kirk's never had a defense.
If they get there, there's always a puncher's chance.
They looking real decent right now, right? Sitting at 0-2, 0-3. Did they win this week? Did they win this?
Not. No, they didn't.
No, but the Chiefs are definitely going to do their thing, especially if Taylor Swift is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets amped up because of that, you know? But
Jesus, how did we pick this game?
But the Jets, though, man, it's a real sad case that they lost Aaron Rodgers and everything. But Zach Wilson was never the answer. I don't know why they even went back to him. I get it. He's the vet in the team and knows the scheme or whatever, but it doesn't matter whether you know it if you can't apply it. So, you know, that man needs to go ahead and skip town or something. I don't even know why he's still living in New York.
Because they pay him to. I mean, who else they going to put in there right now? There's no one on the market there's not anyone on the market that you can say is better than Zach Wilson.
I'm for Team Kaepernick.
If he wasn't blackballed from the NFL, sure.
I'm
So
a big
down there.
fan. I mean, he been out of the league for what, like 7 years now, 6, 7 years.
Nah, I mean, I was just joking on that one. I really don't see that man coming onto the field anyways. I don't see anybody that would sign him without him wanting to do a workout anyways.
Mm. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs too. I ain't really nothing to say about this. Sure, the Jets have a good team, but like you said, if you don't have anyone navigating the ship the correct way.
Good thing about the New York Jets is the fact that Aaron Rodgers got injured. Hear me out when I say that. When Aaron Rodgers was where they based their entire team about and the team schematic, he got injured in the first game of the season, which means they have plenty of time to regroup and revamp because they know for a fact they're not playing to have somebody hold a place until Aaron Rodgers come back. The problem is they're going up against arguably the third best team in the league right now. Well, I'll say fourth best team. Philly, Pittsburgh, Miami. But the fourth best team in the league, the defending Super Bowl.
Wait a minute, hold up.
So yes, we all know that the Chiefs will smash the Steelers.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is arguably the best team in the league right now. The only reason how come they're not number one is because they did lose by referee cheating.
Bro, I literally can't.
Let's blame the refs. That's totally unbiased.
Anyway, but getting back to the point of the matter is Chiefs are still the team to beat right now. And even though they don't look as good as they have in the last couple of seasons, the Jets are going to be a scrimmage game for them. But I do believe the Jets will get it together where they will actually hear me out right now for week 4. The New York Jets will be 6-11. It don't look like they're even going to get to 6 games winning, but they will by the end of the season. I guarantee it. Let's talk about some other games. How about the Broncos losing by 50 points? Hold on tight, little boy.
You mean getting 70 scored?
I think that line just said that Miami scored again against Denver.
Hold on tight, little boy. We'll get there very soon.
Ever in NFL history, 4 times ever in NFL history, and you had to be a part of that?
Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington Commanders. Every single person on this panel made the right decision. They picked the Philadelphia Eagles to defeat the Washington Commanders. The San Francisco 49ers were all picked by us to defeat the victorious, listen and hear me out very closely, Eddie, the victorious Arizona Cardinals coming off a big victory, but they don't see them making 2 in a row. San Diego Chargers all picked to defeat our very own Keith's team, Las Vegas Raiders. And last but not least, we're going to talk about this go-around are the Tampa Bay Bucks, who recently just lost to a great team against the New Orleans Saints. And Phil and Joel picked the New Orleans Saints, as myself and Eddie picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next game we're going to talk about, I mentioned earlier, by mistake, I hit the wrong button. But we're going to talk about right now, that is the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants. Eddie, we're going to start with you. I'm glad Joe's going to go last because I want to hear why he picked the New York Giants. That's not people in New York wouldn't pick them right now. But Eddie, who do you think is going to win, and why do you think the Seattle Seahawks are going to pick up the victory?
The Giants are a sleeper team, especially being that the season is so young. So the Giants are definitely a sleeper team moving forward. I don't see them beating the Seahawks, though. I mean, Geno Smith, ever since he went down there, he's been doing his thing. His connection with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf has been great. Kenneth Walker has been running like he always ran since he came on the field and everything. I don't see the Giants winning this one, but you best believe that the Giants still are going to be a sleeper team.
Daniel Jones is going to take all that money. He's going to go home, sleep very well. He's still going to play like crap, especially for the next 4 or 5 games. Without Saquon, I don't see much happening with the Jets. That's why I picked the Seahawks. The Giants.
Yeah, so if it's on
No. Let me go. I picked Seattle to beat the New York Giants, and I don't think New York Giants are as bad as people like me come out to be, but I definitely see Seattle picking up the victory. And one thing I want to add is this man's talking about the Denver Broncos losing, and this man's talking about go Raiders, but he lives in Colorado. Don't understand. Makes no sense. Anyway, go ahead, explain.
You live in Florida, and you're Eagles and Steelers fan. What's so hard to understand?
I'm from Florida, though.
What does it matter? Is that guy from Colorado?
No, he's from the middle of the earth where all the other trolls live. Go ahead.
All right, gentlemen. So on this one with the Giants, there really is no rationale. I think the Giants are horrible. I hate the Giants probably more than the Cowboys and the Eagles. I hate the organization. I hate their owner. Not gonna say why because I might get sued, but I hate the Giants in every facet. Daniel Jones is overrated, but this just seems like one of those games that they're just somehow going to win at home. I think the refs are going to be all over them. And the funny thing is, the Seahawks is kind of one of my kind of teams that I'm supporting. I want them to win. I want them to make the playoffs. I like Geno Smith a lot.
You can't have
actually prove him to get his revenge against the Giants. You know, he played for them for a moment. Broke that starter streak, and then that racist ass owner got mad at him for breaking Eli Manning's start streak. And I'm going off the rails now, but yeah, I can't stand the Giants. But it just seems like this is one of those games that they're just somehow going to win. I don't know why. There's no reason to it. The Seahawks are clearly better. They got way better weapons. DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker the third. I mean, they got talent everywhere. Geno Smith, really good quarterback, underrated. But somehow the Giants are going to win this. I don't know why, but it's just going to happen. Just watch. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You heard it here first, gentlemen.
By the way, I actually looked afterward, and the Giants are 1.5-point favorites somehow. It makes no sense, but that
makes absolutely zero sense.
Vegas got to give people some points and get some money out of them.
Yeah, that's horrible. I don't even know how Vegas would even see the Giants winning this. But okay, is Saquon even playing this week?
Okay, I'm pretty sure not.
See that? Nobody knows.
One of those games.
No, he's not. He's not playing. He's not playing.
Okay, he's out. Yeah. Darren Waller's not going to be enough for them to overcome the Seahawks. I'm sorry.
I think the league want to keep the Giants, keep one New York team somewhat relevant too. So
yeah, Buffalo.
They don't really count.
What?
Bills Mafia will be in your Twitter if they're looking.
I'll say this. Joel's over here. He's telling you he's the odd man out. He can't even give you logical rhyme or reason why he picked the New York Giants. He's going political for why he's picking the New York Giants. But that's his pick. What I don't understand is this next pick we're going to talk about where everybody in their right mind picked the Pittsburgh Steelers to defeat the Las Vegas Raiders, except for Joel. He wants to be the odd man. He wants to be in the minority. He wants the INS to knock on his door because he can't be from this country. I don't understand it.
Hey, don't get us canceled, man.
Kenny Pickett is trash. So that's my rivalry.
Kenny Pickett is not trash. He's almost there. Cincinnati Bengals versus Tennessee Titans. I actually picked the Tennessee Titans. I think they're going to pull it off, but can't talk about that. Minnesota Vikings versus the Panthers. This is Phil's odd man way out, but it's really, or is it just being biased? But he picks Carolina Panthers to pick up this upset against Minnesota. And the Baltimore Ravens are all picked by us to defeat the Cleveland Browns come this Sunday.
Hey, in Phil's defense on that Carolina game, that would probably be the only and best game for them to try to pick up a dub right quick, an easy dub at that. We're
gonna finish the season like 8-9.
Still losing.
8-9.
Miami Dolphins, the victorious Miami Dolphins. Everybody talking about 70 points. Their coach, I can't remember his name right now, but has been.
Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel.
I can't remember his name. But he is
really the Broncos owner.
Huh?
Yeah, we just heard from the back.
The Broncos
Miami scored again.
Yeah,
he's really making waves with how he's turned his team around. People are really talking about it. I think we mentioned this last week. Possible Super Bowl contenders on the Miami Dolphins, along with Tua being a possible MVP candidate. Now, personally, I don't think the Dolphins are going to make a Super Bowl. I think they're going to go close, possibly the AFC Championship. But I think they're going to get derailed by a team I'm not going to mention. But
Name
Chiefs.
the defense that can withstand that offensive power, man. In the AFC, who's gonna beat them?
We're listening, Chris. Who's going to beat them?
I just
You're
don't.
lying.
I can't possibly see the Miami Dolphins being able to hold the stamina and have the pressure. We're talking about a team that has not done well in 3 or 4 decades, right? To be able to go up against teams that have done the job plenty of times in the last 3 or 4 decades. I don't think.
Did Miami not prove that they have the depth this year? They got three running backs they can roll out anytime. Anytime Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are healthy.
Waddle. They put up 70 points without Waddle.
Y'all want to say that again without talking over each other? Go ahead. What you say, Phil? Kilmo?
I said they've proven they got 3 running backs that they could put out at any time and trust them. So even if Mostert does what he usually does and get hurt, still got Devin H-on or whatever his name is to back him up. Mm-hmm. And so long as Tyreek or Jalen is on the field, they got a chance. Heaven forbid they have both of them healthy at the same time at the end of the season. Ain't nobody beating them.
And time to shine. What were you saying?
No, I'm just simply stating a fact. Without Waddle, and they still put up 70 points. I mean, who goes into a game and allows 10 back-to-back touchdowns?
Apparently, Vance Joseph.
You know, like Tua's a baller, man. That boy is a monster. I think something happened to him when he got them concussions last year that made everything click in his head. All right, because that boy is balling right now.
I still say the Pittsburgh Steelers going over the Miami Dolphins, but we all picked the Miami Dolphins to go over coming up this coming Sunday. But Buffalo does have something to prove, I think, and they need to show that they're a contender, and this is the game to do it. And I think no better way to do it than to win this coming week. Does anybody else have anything to say on this game?
I mean, Buffalo for the past couple of years, man. Buffalo has been one of my favorite teams. I've rooted for them multiple times. I was
you can't have multiple teams.
What? Oh yeah, Mr. Really? Pittsburgh and Philly over
from the
there.
Same state. Don't count. You're going across states. You're going cross country. You know
that doesn't matter. I recognize talent. All right, I recognize talent. I'm not just one-sided just because I'm from that place. You know what I'm saying? I can name talents in every single football team in the NFL right now, Christopher.
We all can name every single.
I'm a Baltimore fan too, because
yeah, Baltimore. Yeah,
he playing Maryland too, so I guess I can be a Ravens fan and get away with it. That logic.
No, but I mean the Bills, man. The Bills, they really got to come out here and show something. If they can really come out here and get it done against Miami, that's gonna look so good on them because of the fact that they started off so shaky and they would be knocking off one of the favorites for the Super Bowl, you know. But we're gonna have to see what happens come Sunday. Sorry, Sunday.
Yeah, I got to chime in too, man. I predicted before the season because a lot of y'all don't remember that Tua was actually good last season before he got those concussions. You know,
absolutely.
He was actually leading the league in passing.
Didn't he get the first one in week 3 last year?
Say again?
He got one week 3, week 4, and then week 5.
Right. So
I mean, he had a few injuries, but if you actually look at his numbers, I think he averaged like 9 yards per attempt last year, something like 13.8 yards per completion. Now he's averaging almost 15 yards per completion this year, and damn near 11 yards per attempt.
Easy to do when you got Tyreek and Jalen.
No.
It's not?
No, it's not easy because you can't just – I think that's sort of a lazy take. That's like saying, okay, you could just throw in – some Bama and or some bum, and all of a sudden, you know, he's going to be putting up the numbers. I don't see that.
No, not at all.
Who's the third wide receiver for the Dolphins right now?
Who's the
slot wide receiver for the Dolphins?
I can't even remember his name, but he balled out this weekend. I really can't remember his name.
And that's sad. We don't even know his name.
Yeah, and he's.
But it proves the point that so long as you got the two big dogs on the edge and
Waddle
some
wasn't
running
even
back doing what they're supposed to do in the back, Dolphins got it.
Waddle wasn't even there.
Okay,
that's what
so
I'm
he wasn't
saying.
there for this week, but Tyreek was.
They did
And
it.
they didn't even need them
one.
because they just ran the ball down their throats.
They did
got
it with
two running backs for 200
the number
rushing
3.
yards.
Go back and
And
watch
then
and
the
look
four.
at this dude's anticipation. This dude's he's throwing before dudes is even dudes ain't even turned around yet, and the ball is already out. Dudes is 2 seconds and the ball is gone.
He's throwing his receivers open.
Huh?
He's throwing his receivers open. He's anticipating. He's stepping up. He's being poised in the pocket. He moves out the pocket when he needs to get to extend plays. That's what you ask for in a quarterback. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with Dak Prescott.
Prescott, he all right.
Yeah, all right. Bag of chips.
He all right. You already know
Are you gonna?
Yeah, let's
They
go ahead and
come
talk
over-
about the last 2 games. No, because y'all talking about some freaking Dolphins, and I just don't care. They're going to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up with the AFC Championship. Broncos and the Bears. All of us picked the Broncos except for Eddie, who picked the Bears. I don't know why, but whatever. And then the Jaguars.
Because this is the week that Justin Fields gets it together. At least some of us who are still in our fantasy brackets.
There's no way in hell that you're going to get me to pick a team that just got dropped on 70 points. You put up 20 points and you still lost by 50.
It's just in. Miami's just scored again.
Talking about this game? Bears, you said literally the toilet bowl. I can't even talk as a Commanders fan.
Everybody picked the Jacksonville Jaguars to defeat the Atlanta Falcons. Jacksonville Jaguars are one of the most inconsistent teams in the NFL, but I do believe they can defeat the Atlanta Falcons. But I will say there's a good chance Atlanta pulls up the upset because Atlanta is pretty good inside of Atlanta. Their team, their city. I was just in Atlanta in the last home game. Their city turns out. They're a proud team of losers.
Yes, the city turns out. Yes, the Falcons turn out. Desmond Ridder does not.
Yeah, so that would depend. All right. If they come out running the ball, I believe that Atlanta has a very solid chance at winning this football game. But
I agree. I almost think
we didn't talk about the Jets that much, okay? Y'all, they said something about they think the Giants are going to get the W because hold on, let me put me on. They said the Giants are going to get the W because this man here thinks that New York, he politicized it. So he thinks New York has to have at least one decent football team, and it won't be the Jets. It will be the Giants. So we did talk about the Giants a little bit. They say that out Justin Fields every week, whatever. And the Jaguars suck. Duval, right? Hey, T-Law is not that bad. But once again, I just say they're inconsistent. It's just my personal opinion.
no, yeah, Jaguars have been very inconsistent. I'm actually disappointed in how Trevor Lawrence has started off the season. I expected a lot more from him, considering how he played last year. He actually balled out last year, but had a phenomenal year, even going into the playoffs and everything.
It was 2023, right?
Yeah.
F last year. Last year, the Eagles should have won the Super Bowl. We can't talk about that. We're talking about this year.
But they lost.
We were cheated. But this year
Could have won, but they lost. Ask yourself what happened.
how about this?
They stepped on the football field. That's what happened.
How about when we asked them how they lost? How about we ask the Panthers how it feels that they didn't even get a chance to sniff it? Or how about we ask Eddie here how it feels to have to buy the NFL Sunday ticket in order to see the Cowboys play? That's what I want to know, right? I don't have time to deal with y'all in this shenanigans. I am an unbiased reporter, and I'm just reporting the facts. The Eagles should have won the Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for week 4. We'll be right back here next week for week 5. We're actually going to talk about who's winning in these picks because I forgot to tally up this week. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we have a lot of bold predictions. I think that was our phrase some years ago. A lot of bold predictions coming from Joel. A lot of bold predictions coming from Time to Shine Ed. Even EC has a lot of bold predictions, but the EC is usually right. And matter of fact, EC usually wins these picks things. So he's looking forward to this one.
Ooh, another cap, but okay.
I don't wear caps. So thank you so much for watching us here at the Dynasty Corner Unpopular Reviews. Stay with us. Immediately after this is Saw 6 reviews. Stevie messed me up. It's Saw 6 reviews. Thank you so much for Kill Mo, Charles, for Joe, for Thomas, Shine, and Ed. I'm the executive consultant. We'll see you right here next time. I want to play some music. That's what I did last week, right? Play some music. Who you cutting? Who you cutting? Who you cutting?
You.
Oh, you're piecing.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Come over
Good
and